All right, I'm Kyle Scelza, and I did John Rockefeller. A little background on him. He was born in July 1839 and then passed away in May 1937. When he was 14 years old in 1853, he moved to Cleveland with his family and lived in Strongsville, Ohio. And that's kind of where he began his career kind of started to take off. He was a family of six and was the second of six children and was the oldest brother, or the oldest son. And that's important because him and his brother ended up taking over the oil industry. He was an American industrialist also. What Rockefeller did was he was the co-founder of the Standard Oil Company with his brother and Samuel Andrews. And that really defines who Rockefeller really was. He was also the founder of the University of Chicago and then Rockefeller University also. He founded the General Education Board, founded the Rockefeller Foundation, and then he funded the establishment of the Central Philippine University. A little bit on his career. In 1863, him and Maurice B. Clark built a refinery in Cleveland, Ohio, which is known as the Flats. And that's really where his career began. Clark, Samuel Andrews, himself, and Clark's two brothers owned the refinery directly. And later on in 1865, Rockefeller and Andrews bought out all three of the Clark brothers for $72,000. And that's when Rockefeller brought in his brother along with Andrews, and that's really who were the main founders of the company. Rockefeller's brother opened up another refinery in Cleveland in the Flats in 1866, and then they kind of collaborated and moved them together. And Rockefeller and his brother and Andrews then opened the Standard Oil Company. And like I said earlier, this is really when his business took off, and that's really the main refinery that he's known for today. Also, it was the largest shipping dock of oil and kerosene in the refinery in the country. So not only did they refine the oil there, they shipped it out, and it started to really become controversy all over the country because of the way he did it. The New York Work newspaper stated in one of their papers, they said, "The most cruel, impudent, pitiless, and grasping monopoly that ever fastened upon our country." And that's really how everybody felt about the way he did this with the refinery. And Rockefeller replied with, "In a business so large as ours, some things are likely to be done which we cannot approve. We correct them as soon as they come to our knowledge." And I mean, he was making a lot of money and he was really successful. It was kind of really, way to describe it is a little shady, the way he did it. Him and his brother and Andrews. So after in 1880 he retired, and he said he gave up on his dream of owning every single refinery in the world. And during his time he owned up to 90% of the refineries. So he was close, but after a while it just took a toll on him, on everybody, controversy. And he stated after he retired, "We realized that public sentiment would be against us if we actually did refine all the oil in the world." So after he retired, he took over and started being a philosopher all around the world. And like I said earlier, he started becoming the founder of different universities and all different types of things. He was really, he donated a lot of his money throughout his career. I mean, in 2007, they did what was his net worth, and it was $664.3 billion in 2007 dollars. And I mean, as we all know, that's a large amount of money. So he had a really good career and made a lot of money. And as we all know, up in Cleveland, Rockefeller Plaza is named after him. And he kind of really shows what his career was really about. And that's the end. This is just one of his famous quotes. "If you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths rather than travel the worn paths of acceptance." success.